Gaming bringing you this week's top 10, and it's my worst games. So in at number 10 we have Avatar the game. Now this was meant to be a game that followed on from the story, or at least went along with the story of the movie, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, they done a piss poor job of this. The AI of the game was just pointless. Characters didn't know when to attack you, when they should be attacking you. You could stand off from a distance, use your bow and just destroy everything that was in your sights, and kind of made the game well, just that, pointless. So if you really want a game that has no meaning behind it, doesn't follow a storyline that it was meant to, and just really easy, then this is a game that maybe you might want to buy. Okay, so moving on from that, we have in at number 9 Avatar The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth. Now this game, I'll be honest, it was okay to play. I had a little bit of enjoyment from it for about the first 5 minutes. You could literally get the 1000 gamer score achievements in the within the tutorial of the game, which makes the rest of the game pointless to play. I mean, why are you going to spend any time playing a game to the end if you already have all the achievements that they want to give you from the game? So in effect, this game is basically the one game that you can play for 5 minutes, get 1000 gamer score for it, and never use it again. So if you are wanting that really easy gamer achievement score for doing fuck all, borrow it from someone. It is not worth buying. You can literally put it in your Xbox for 5 minutes and have 1000 gamer score. Definitely worth it for that, not worth paying any money towards. And in at number 8 we have iDerby. Now this game was free with Games with Gold, and I don't even know why I pressed the download button. I wish I'd watched other people playing it before I did. You sat there, as soon as you turned it on, it started connecting to host, and you had the old dial-up ringtone going on, and you just knew from that it was some pointless arcade game that was just going to waste your time. And then you would try playing it thinking, you know, there might actually be some meaning behind it, and you run around a platform type stadium trying to get a football in the other person's goal with a little dot that aimed where you wanted to shoot it. I mean, it was pointless even trying to play it with anybody, and I think I might have spent about 10 minutes just trying to have a bit of fun with the game. Maybe it might have got better, but yeah, don't do it. It's not worth anything. Oh, hi Mark! And in at number 7 we have Sonic Free Riders. Now I only played this game a couple of times, but really didn't get on with it, didn't like it that much. The idea of using the Kinect to steer the vehicle, and it just didn't work out for me. One of the things I hated most about this game was when you hit a boost and you weren't centre of where the boost was. Instead of it just giving you the boost, it would then recenter you to the track of where you're meant to be facing, and it didn't have any sense to me of how that would work and why you would just automatically shoot straight to the right point in the track. For me, if you hit a boost, it makes you go faster, and if you're not good enough, then you fuck up by hitting the side. So yeah, okay, it might be great for kids that can't do that very well, but yeah, you should really have a better idea of how to steer in a boost, or how to give someone a boost in a game like this. So yeah, in my eyes this doesn't really quite cut it for a racing game. A rip-off of the old Mario Kart 64 type games. So there you go. Sonic didn't make it out of the top 10 worst games, unfortunately. Sorry. See ya! For number 6 we have Farming Simulator. I'm going to be honest with you, it can be any of them. I mean, if you're going to buy Farming Simulator for a game that you want to competitively play, I mean, I don't know how you can competitively play in a farming game and you just sit there cutting trees down, harvesting a field, planting seeds. I mean, to me it just doesn't quite add up. There is only one good idea about playing this game, and that is when you really can't be bothered to even think about what you're doing. You just want to sit back, relax, press a couple of buttons on a controller, set a driver to do everything, and wait for them to finish. It is, yeah, I don't know what game developers were thinking when they even thought of putting this game on the market or even starting to develop a game like this. I mean, I'm surprised it has as many people doing it as it does. I will be honest, I do play it, I do have it, but it's not really worth paying for or even playing. I only have it because a friend of mine has Games with Gold that I share my Xbox account with, and we have played it together searching for the coins that it gives you. But on the whole, if you're going to have Farming Simulator on your Xbox that you want to competitively play, you are not a competitive game player. Sorry to say it, but that is just my opinion, and that's why this is my personal top 10. In at number 5 we have Fast and Furious the game. Now I am really sorry to all you Paul Walker fans out there. This game was basically meant to follow alongside with the movie, and it was just a piss poor idea of Need for Speed. I mean, they didn't really do a great job at sticking alongside the movie. You had a lot of pointless races that were meant to tie in with it. Sort of did, but it was awful controls, bad steering, bad idea of a game. I mean, I don't think you could have asked for anything to be worse. They really did make this game disappointing for me. I was really looking forward to it when I heard that it was coming out. Read the reviews, watched people playing it, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. So there you have it. I know it's Fast and Furious, I know it's got a big name out there, but in the gaming world it didn't really quite cut it for me. At number 4 we have Need for Speed Carbon. Now this one definitely deserves its position here for me anyway. The reason I say that is it really destroyed Need for Speed for me. After bringing out such an amazing game beforehand, Need for Speed Most Wanted, they come out with this one. I completed it in about 6-7 hours and took it back to the shop and asked for my money back. I don't know why they made the game so easy to complete. The storyline was pointless. When you were playing the drifting races, the camera angles just didn't quite add up for what you wanted. I understand why they made it drift out like it did with the camera mode, but for me, drifting, you're meant to be facing the corner as you go round. For me, it makes it easier to control. The whole handling of the within the races, it just wasn't great. They put too much effort into making everything look good, and to be perfectly honest, they failed. So unfortunately, Need for Speed Carbon is definitely not a game you should buy, play, or even waste any effort doing anything with. And down at number 3 we have Brink. Now this game had a lot of hype, a lot of people were looking forward to it. It was meant to be a game that was going to be a changer for first person shooters, and they fucked up. I mean, they fucked up. You could play the campaign, start off at mission 1 like anybody else does, and you wouldn't have a fucking clue what to do. You were meant to be able to keep an eye on the doors, stop people from attacking it, but it wouldn't point to where any of the enemies were coming from, and you would go around searching for them. You would launch a grenade that would make a little poof. It would do fucking stupidly pointless animations of a grenade that was meant to be something that killed people, and to me just looked more like a party popper, I'll be perfectly honest. If you are going to play a game like this, I think anyone that did play it would agree it was stupidly pointless and wasn't worth any time or effort trying to even play, understand, or even complete. So they fucked up. But on a lighter note, here's number 2, Hulk Hogan Main Event. Now this, for me, a World Wrestling entertainment game that's meant to be fun. This was just, well, crap, I'll be perfectly honest. You had overly emphasised punches. gameplay that was just, well, shit, I'll be perfectly honest. It was over-animated. I know that was probably the idea that they had behind it, but it was just, well, shit for a wrestling game. I mean, how can you get hooked on a game like this that you didn't really do anything other than just punch somebody in the face and have to do little poses? I mean, doing poses in a wrestling game, I understand that's kind of what they do when they come out and you earn points from doing it. I mean, why would you want to have a wrestling game that you attack somebody and, you know, want to beat up and then do poses like you're on a fucking catwalk? That for me is not a game. If you want to have a game like that, then go out and buy something to do with modelling. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm sure that there's plenty of cat fights out there.
An amazing feat of strength!
And a well-deserved first place goes to Pimp My Ride. Now, I don't know what the game developers were thinking when they made this game, but it was, well, it just didn't make sense. You would drive around, you would hit cars to earn money, I mean, and not have any damage done to your car. I mean, why would you not have damage done to your car after you smashed into other cars? Surely people that would make a car game that did damage to other people would at least make an attempt to put scratches on the car after you had scratched them. And then once you had got to the places that you had to get to be able to get the modifications for your car, you had to do funny things with buttons if you're on a dancing emulator to try and get a better deal on the part that you've just tried to buy. And then a deal was done. What is the point in that? I mean, this was meant to be a car modification game that, I'll be perfectly honest, went completely wrong. You drive from one place to get one thing, you drive to another place to get another thing, then to another place to get another thing, just to make the person happy. And it was the same over and over again. It was just repetitive, and for me, this just fucked up. This is just a fucked up car game. They tried to make it big just because Pimp My Ride was a good show, and they just messed it up. There was no point in the Pimp My Ride franchise, and there was no point in this game. This is a definite don't buy from myself, Nice and Swiftly, at Bleed Deep Gaming. Anyone that thinks it is any good, well, I don't think there is anyone that thinks it's any good. It was just a game that tried to be a kind of Grand Theft Auto, but with points. Not worth it. Shit game, don't buy. If you like my top 10 worst games, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, share this with your friends. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you again next week for another top 10. Thank you very much for watching, guys.